The 2025 Chinese Grand Prix. At this point, it's McLaren's championship to lose because they clearly have a dominant car, and what a 1 and 2 from them. Piastri had an awesome drive, and if it wasn't for the brake issues in Norris's car, we could have potentially gotten a fight for the win as well. Those issues were quite bad because if the race was 1 or 2 laps longer, Russell would have gotten Norris. Somehow, George Russell is always there to take an advantage every time the front runners have a problem. Consistency is key for that guy, and he's keeping himself in the World Championship fight with these P3 podiums. If Norris and Piastri keep taking points off each other like this, Russell and Verstappen have a very good chance to be in the championship fight. Verstappen was almost missing in the first part of the race. He was nowhere to be heard on the radios or seen on the camera. He was having a very bad race on those medium tires, but then later on when they switched to the hard tires, and after that when the fuel level started to get low in the last part of the race, that's when his Red Bull came alive. And then what a drive from him, and damage limitation. He was looking to finish around P6 but ended up finishing in P4. Although you can't say the same thing about Ferrari. First of all, that moment between Leclerc and Hamilton, Leclerc lost a part of his front wing end plate, and a lot of people thought that that made him faster, but actually in the post-race interview, Leclerc admitted that that was actually a disadvantage for him and he could have been faster if the wing was there. They were losing quite a bit of downforce, and for Hamilton the pace was just not there. They made a couple of changes to the car after the sprint race, struggled a bit in qualifying, thinking that the race would be better, but clearly that was worse. And there's a lot of confusion about the swapping places of the Ferrari. Well, actually Leclerc was faster, so Hamilton even on the radio was like, let him go and see what he can do. So that's what they did, but eventually Leclerc also couldn't make a lot of progress, so yeah, they just kept the cars that way. Also, they pitted Lewis because he was facing a lot of tire degradation and he was in a position where he could take this gamble of going to the new hards, and that would not have affected his position because Max was anyways catching him quickly. Max ended up catching Leclerc, so I'm pretty sure he would have overtaken Hamilton as well. There's no point of these discussions anymore though. Both the Haas finished in points, so that was a great turnaround from them because they did not look that amazing in the sprint race. Before that, they were really bad in Australia as well as in pre-season testing, so that should be a big confidence boost for them. Albon and Kimi Antonelli also finished in points. Antonelli had some damage from lap 1, so because of that, his race couldn't materialize into something better. He was still the driver of the day. I don't know why I would have personally given it to Bearman. The moves that he put were amazing. And what also amazed me were the strategies that Racing Bulls bring every race. How is it possible that they had two drivers starting in top 10 and at the end both of them finished out of points? Yuki's wing suddenly broke out of nowhere. They just went for a two-stopper where everyone was going for a one-stopper. The team always ends up screwing them one way or the other. But at least there is some light at the end of the tunnel for Yuki Tsunoda because Lawson, as we saw, is just not performing at all. What are your thoughts about the Chinese Grand Prix? Let me know in the comments. I'll be making a full review of the race. I'll be putting it live tomorrow on my YouTube channel, so link is in the bio. And thank you all for joining the live watch along. Share this reel with your friends and follow for more updates.